Hello and welcome, especially to you. Thank you for wishing to listen. Thank you for sharing here with me, with us. Thank you. It is deeply appreciated. Let's breathe. Why do I start with let's breathe? I feel instinctively moved to close my eyes, come out of the head. This is everything. Hearing, seeing, thinking. This constant wishing sound, swishing sound, particularly in the left side. And in breathing, I can feel my chest expand and I can feel the center of this physical body, and I can really drop into the physical beingness. Yeah, human beingness. Mensch sein, to, yeah, sein as to be. And with each deep breath, I feel anchored in the here and now in one way. I really feel the physical vehicle. At the same time, then I feel the multidimensionality, the expansion that is beyond the thinking. And I would like to drop into gratitude. Really, really grateful for having my little cat friend. He's been sitting on my heart ever since, yeah, I can't really remember. All night this morning, he's been near, lying on my body, placing himself on my chest, and his presence, his purring, his love, I'm so grateful for. So I say hello to you on this new moon. I am wishing to connect with you via this voice on December 1st, a Sunday, and it's just gone 1 p.m. and it is a sunny day but a cool day. And I've been traveling a few days visiting my mom and my public transport, and it was rather strenuous. And so my body is calling me to rest, while my beingness really wishes to go out there, do things. Yeah, in the garden, like cut the branches, carry the branches, do something physical. But this is this expectation. And this may be the Mars energy that we're having. And if you wish to know about the astrology, I just listened to Molly McCord's description of this week. I think this is 28th November to 4th December, and describing the many planets that are going in a retrograde. And obviously this is seen from Earth. We are on Earth, and this new moon in Sagittarius, even though this is Western astrology and not the real lifetime sky. So the reason I wish to share here is simply because I miss calling a friend. I miss just having a one-to-one with a friend. You know, how was your day? How is your life? What's been going on? What's the shitty bit? What's the silly bit? What's the good bit? And just have a laugh about it and exchange, check in, share with someone else, get another viewpoint. I just have not had that in such a long time, and even though really it is a week to not discuss deep things, as Molly shared, just to check in with people before you do, as we are all really filled up so much information with so much doingness. I suppose many preparing for the Christmas season, or like in the US, Thanksgiving. The first of Advent is today, and I did light a candle, but really just because lighting a candle has a peaceful effect on me, a centering effect. I really would like to share with you why I am recording this and why I will put this on this public channel. The idea, the inspiration is to do it for the entire month of December, as I wish to prepare my manifestations with the support of my multidimensionality. Some may call it the higher self, but I don't like to separate. So to acknowledge the multidimensionality, to acknowledge the new calendar year, to acknowledge the new energy quality, leaving the age of Pisces and entering into Aquarius. And I would like to also acknowledge the fact, let's say it like that, a minimum of half, if not two-thirds of my life has been lived according to current timekeeping and human life expectancy, even though I have to share with you, I neither believe in we are leaving our body nor in this biological age thing, nor in this short time, 70 odd, 80 odd, maybe 100 years at max. My resonance inside me is more that we spend 3 times as long in this realm, usually. But considering that we are at the end of this Kali Yuga, and meaning the dark ages, and meaning in the ages where there is a lot of destruction, a lot of control, a lot of very simple 3D, if at all, 1D thinking maybe, and a lot of power over a lot of material gain, a lot of patriarchal, patronizing type of energies and leadership. And I need to just breathe to not get sidetracked, not expand into many fields. I just would like to stay in me and with me. Yeah, I wondered why I needed to go outside of myself, why I need a conversation with someone, why I need to share. And I suppose one of the things is when I do decide to follow this nudge in me, which comes like this idea of these 30 days or 31 days. I so much would love to have a friend that is into multidimensionality and has the capacity of sharing about a multi-D existence. And I have not been able to manifest this in this life. And I had a number of readings, and this is not about being better or anything. There's no comparison. It is just that I have lived, or maybe am still living on another level, lifetimes of where I had to really stick to what I saw inside me and what I felt, perceived, what I had to follow. And that inner trust set me apart. And it's not that I chose to be different. It's not that I chose to be without the community, the group. Many people call it the soul tribe. It's like, to be true to myself, I had to be that, walk that path, and because others saw different things, they had to walk theirs. But it meant spending eons, not one lifetime, but lifetimes, like who knows, thousands of years alone. When I say alone, human being alone. Yes, there were animals around me, nature around me, and crystals, and living in this cave, which had everything you needed, where you could make a fire. There was a small stream for water. It was protected from seasons, and it was quite luxurious in the sense that one had places to sleep, places to meditate, places to cook food, and places to care for one's body in all ways. And in some ways, it was a very free life because it was dedicated to just that. holding up the grids, holding up the light, staying with the planet. So the question for many of us may be, why have we come here? Why are we here? And why upholding the love, the light, and the peace seems to have made little impact till today, but that is not right to assume that, because we are still here. The planet is still here, and humanity is still here. Let's breathe. Anyhow, the main reason to connect with you is because my project for the next year, and I won't give this one up, is to dedicate myself to creativity, to painting, and starting with small paintings, and to offer these. Yeah, I will need to find a way how to have a small stand, but I need to first create something that I can offer to the public. And yes, I will also put these online. And these are not just small paintings, these are contemplative energy pictures capturing the new energies for the altar that others have created for their meditation space, for their special corner. And it is there to support them in connecting themselves with themselves, to bring in hope and focus and energy and creativity, and to support the evolution. It's not really the word I would choose, but it's the one that just came, to support living in this conscious way while we are traversing this old, gone age and crossing this kind of diamond bridge to go to the new. And it seems many of us are kind of marching this. It's more an arc than a bridge. So this is the other reason I wanted to record, is to, when I get these visuals, because I dedicate this time for the benefit of all. I dedicate this time I'm speaking here to fully engage my abilities where I have no labels for. To be, to breathe, to speak in service. And I don't mean to make this about me. It is more to do with how can I support others as well as myself, so all of us, in the situation we find ourselves in when creativity does not come easily, automatically, or when we don't have a spokesperson that says to us, you can do this. you're really good at this, you're really talented, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It is more about the doing, the being it. And I need to thank my sister at this moment in time, as so it's a day and a half ago, so Friday, late eve, she said that to me, that I can do that, and that yeah, she didn't use any kind of words like calling, but and she's probably been the only one in my family, and it's only happened in the last year or so, maybe year and a half, that she shared her insight with me. And the the reason I talk about this here is because the power behind the word, something shifted in me, something clicked. I really did realize, I did believe that she's right, that that is my path, it is my calling for now and the rest of my life. And so I just needed to mention this. However, I have to share with you, it is one of the hardest things right now. When I am flat out, because on one hand we are digesting the energies that are coming in, and we're doing all this internal work, and the 6 retrograde planets that are going to be there point towards this as well. But certainly December is a time to go within, to not discuss so much, but to become aware, become conscious, to realize things from the inside. So what kind of blind spots, what kind of unconsciousness, and what kind of blind spot hits it the best? What is it that we didn't see? What is it that we are not aware of, or were aware of? Or where did we spill our energies in doing too much? And yes, I appreciate sometimes life calls us into doing nitty-gritty stuff that this old system that is still active out there requires. So yeah, and when I said this, I automatically switched into more conscious mode, and the factor of money came up, and the factor of paying certain bills one needs to pay, and then switched back to saying, well, yeah, how can I organize paying these bills by whatever automatic payments to certain times, because there are important payments, there are not flexible ones. They are part of the expenses one has when one lives, one has a home in whichever size, you still have those costs, and This is where the trust comes in. And yeah, and I'm automatically led to Pisces. Now with this, I mean the house of Pisces. This can be any type of house, and I have this in the fifth house, and that is the house of creativity, and I have my Chiron there, and so this may explain this creativity, the joy. Romance is part of that too, or partnership as well in a way. And so healing this creativity block, or the lack of confidence, really, it's the lack of self-worth, yeah, which is in a way Venus that comes to mind. And I'm just recognizing that I have this stellium in Virgo in the 11th house, exactly opposite. And so this is maybe the reason I'm speaking here, because I am part of the Pluto, Uranus, and Virgo generation. This is the 60s. The difference is my Saturn is in Aquarius and not in Pisces, as many of that generation are going through their second Pisces return, and their second Saturn return in Pisces. Yeah. Okay, I'm getting too much into the head, into the mathematical mind, which is the very Virgo energy, and I just need to go back into the body. So whatever is just personal, so it may not apply to you. However, as we have this mandala of personal horoscope, and we have all the houses in there, even the 13th and 14th that is in the newer description of the zodiac, and it seems astrology is also going through a, yeah, however many second renaissance. And I can feel how much energy is shifting, as I almost immediately feel this this the sense of my physical body is really working hard, as I get really hungry when I hit an energetic knot, then that I then speak of, and I'm in that field because it is dedicated to Earth, to humanity, well, to the animals anyway. The animals is something that is part of me, that is natural, but the humanity and Earth is feels a bit of a sacrifice, like giving too much, but it's not so much as in overgiving, with which many empathic people often do because they can, and because in seeing others feeling happiness, they know that Earth is being healed, and that's part of the empathy. Yet it is more that some of us, our bodies are so constructed that we have a very high sensitivity. When I say high, I mean finely tuned, sensitive awareness, and that takes on a lot of energies and events from the outside automatically react with the inside, and this is when one needs to say stop. So under normal circumstances, I would now close this session as it has been enough. But today it is about walking through this portal as the reason to share with you, and I'm totally aware it is also requiring energy from your side. But it is not that we are using each other. No, no. It is more that the energy that is being offered via the voice, via the energetic tune in, via the walking through this portal or this moment in time here where I am. Things are being connected, or things are being purified, things are being it's not so much an upgrade, it's more that clearing out, let's call it the rust. Yeah, it's not even dirt, it's just over time there have been incrustations because certain parts of the land vibration, the nature vibration, the animal vibration, the human vibration, the entire higher, higher is a stupid word, multidimensional frequency, yeah, because there is no lower and higher as we travel through space and turn around the whole time. But it's this concept we inherited, yeah. But as you know, the lotus comes from the mud. So there is no darkness in that sense of being a bad darkness. It's only a good darkness. Because when you are in this cave situation, your focus is on the internal, and that is where the consciousness exchange needs to happen first. In, let's say it, the crystals of your heart. And you see, my voice changes saying that because there are things in the cosmos we're working on, there are things in the land we're working on, there are this inner energy exchange of what is the old more encrusted being hit by the new energy rays. Yeah, it's a bit like a weather change. And there are things, and I don't consider them truly personal in the sense, okay, I am empathic to them, I am feeling them, but they are not mine. There are only things my vehicle can, it's not eliminate, it's not digest, it's not transmute or transform. It's almost like breathing air into them, breathing life, breathing the new energies into them, as I kind of volunteered today to come online and share this with you. Okay, okay, not so much that I'm being sidetracked, but the reason to speak to you is because I'm doing these 30 days or 31 days, and there may be a day or two where I won't be able to record as we have Christmas and family things and traveling there. And I don't know, maybe there may be days where I have to walk through things that are really emotional and I cannot bring them out in the public. But the intention of this podcast, this audio recording, is this audio sharing. Now, this sharing is to record the quality of energy, the quality in the time, now, space, moment where I am lying, seated. And by the way, I have a mat with amethyst crystals that I am sitting on, and I have a huge crystal that's been with me for about 20 years here in this room, and I renovated this room by myself, and everything in here are kind of secondhand inherited furniture, but this house is also supposedly over 120 years old, if this is true. Um, and this land I'm on used to be ocean floor. So I'm about 25 minutes, half an hour from the actual Atlantic Ocean, that's the North Sea. And then there are a couple of waterways in the other directions. And I'm in the region where there is a bog created through rainwater mainly. However, it's 1,000 years ago. This was cultivated land through draining, and it's very fertile. So I find a lot of shells, but the big ones, really big ones, here on when I clean up the garden, I've got quite a lot of trees that previous owners planted, and I had to approach this bit by bit because I first couldn't cut any branches, and it is to let more light in, because it's if it gets too wet, the trees fall over, and it has not been tended to for some time. So it feels working on this land, tending to the trees that would grow into a forest if you let it, because there's so many small ones sprouting everywhere. But really, the other properties around me is all greenland, and it's more an agricultural area, or an area where there used to be a lot of milk cows, and it's sadly a traditional farming thing. So I am hoping there are more organic farmers that will settle here, and it's a rural area. It's a little bit a forgotten area, and it's not easy being a female human being tending to this here. Very old-fashioned in that sense. This is also the other reason not having much contact, because it's been rather not supportive contact. So I let it go. So surrendering to the fact that the universe has placed me here. This is the first home I was allowed to physically own during this lifetime. And this is also something to be grateful for. It needs a lot of renovating, and yes, there is the frustration of the last 5 years of not having the funds shrinking, or having had the funds, but the funds shrinking, and not being able to find employment out there that is fair and supportive. In fact, that's another theme to talk about another time. But in fact, for human beings with life experience, the culture, the society out there just isn't evolved enough. It's really gone, as you know, extreme in the other way of more separation rather than realizing human beings are human beings. And so the reason I also speak here is because I have decided to no longer allow myself to be defined by these outer mm, things. Yeah, and at the same time, I'm seeing it from a spiritual point of view, and it's not the first time, guys. I've been on this path to figure out what really is the highest vibration purpose I can be in this life for the last 20 years. It is just I am so fed up about the fact that visions can't become projects, even though they seem fully formed and totally relevant, but it hasn't manifested. And so having been given this piece of home here is also this huge chunk of anchoring, embodying, to really all of us being able to be our self and be creative. And the sadness is that for so many decades, I couldn't express my creativity as life energy was taken up by so many other things that were more important. And now it is like, yeah, we are in a new era. And whether the Western tropical zodiac is still relevant or not, I can only share with you that certain life events coincided with Pluto changing signs, and Pluto is still in my third house, even though he moved from Capricorn into Aquarius, but that is maybe why I'm speaking to you. And I'm right now getting the sense of energy that I'm waffling a bit. So I need to just center a little bit more again. Yeah, creativity, embodiment. So the whole thing of this podcast is to share with you that yes, if you have there an idea of a project, you can do that. You will find people. It may not go automatic. And if you let me know what your project is, we could talk about it. We could share the vision and publicize it. And maybe there are others that are part of it. I certainly would love to have a round table once a week, twice a week, once a month, twice a month, once a year, twice a year, with different beings for a get together to support each other, to like inspire each other. So my task is, and I suppose it's a 3 months window. So I'm hoping that I am asking for that on the 1st of March, I will have a few paintings that will reflect. And I'm there. I'm getting this hunger feeling. So there are energies shifting that will reflect the, I don't like the word mission, the purpose. The, yeah. And so I call it the purposeful project. So I don't know where it's going to lead to. That is not important. Yeah, okay, this is good to bring this up. The reason I am talking at all, the reason I am opening all of my being up for this project, creativity, painting, pictures, whichever ones want to come through, is to be really sincerely authentic, honest, and surrendered, and go into the trust. As all of this last year, yes, I did, some paintings came through, I'm grateful. But then when I found some employment that was horrible, and yeah, horrible experience in many ways, it took so much energy out of me that I could not put into painting or going to yoga class, which I really looked forward to. And so I had to let this go for this year. But now this little podcast is to set it's not so much an intention, it's just to share with you that I'm opening myself up to be my true self, to surrender, to not block anything with expectations or plans. To be honest with you, right now, I'm not even expecting it to be a smooth ride. Well, what my promise is to my own soul is not to give up over whatever comes in to distract. And the other thing I do really need is to be physically working outside, cleaning the stable, and yeah, no, I need to take care of the trees so that the sun can come in. I'm not cutting down any trees. I'm only giving them a haircut, and it's only the first 3 meters or so. as I wish for the sun to come to the ground. Yeah, we're keeping all the branches and all the crowns, and it'll be still lush and green, and we love it, and the birds do. And also, I don't feel I have the right to cut anything down that's been here for 30 years or 50 years or longer. Yeah, there are many, many animals, and it's their home too. But as I have this pony and I have this paddock, and I have too many nettles because of them putting all this cow excrement on the fields surrounding me, not where I am, but the wind carries it over and the waterways too, and the water is looking not alive. And so I am having this little oasis here, and the deer come, yeah, a lot of birds come, the pheasants come, some ducks, but there could be more, bees as well, and the same swallows breed in the stable. So we, cats and Pony and I, our little family loves it, having bird song everywhere. So now I'm getting tired, and I spoke a lot, and a lot of energy passed through me. But this is kind of the promise to my origin, I would call it. And now I'm being totally committed to this path. I had a few of these chats. Oh, and the reason being, I really just want to feel better physically. I would like to have a better mood when I wake up. I would like to have a joyful feeling during the day. I miss this part of me that is having fun and that is positive and joyful. I don't know where it went. Life was just so tough. And yes, there is a time for grief, and it will be 5 years, and normally my body needs 5 years to digest grief that is close to me, because you lost a member of your family, a close friend. I mean those, or a partner, or an animal companion. So, but life is to be lived too, and I've done so much inner work, so much grieving. I have been trying to find a way with that world out there, and now I'm done with it. I've said, look, my rules, and with my rules, I mean, yes, okay, I accept I need to do certain things, but I don't let my mood, my beingness be made smaller or less important. And there may be days I'm too exhausted to do much. However, my project is my creativity. And I feel I can share more, not through words, but through these pictures where you don't need words, where the other person can feel themselves, can feel their heart. So that's the promise to myself, to the life here and through all the energies that are needing to leave and all those that are coming in and that are being anchored. However, behind all that is that I have a more fulfilling, happier life and that I feel better in my body. Except we have ascension symptoms, but I need to feel that spring. I mean, the water spring, the creative, the life energy within me. Because you see, the four-leggeds, they understand this love. Yes, they may sleep more or get symptoms and then they rest more, but their love doesn't diminish. Opposite. When they feel that I'm not well, they give more and they use the whole body, the whole beingness, the whole soul, the whole personality. They give so much. And so really now my body's starting to sweat a little, so that's one of the things, ascension symptoms. Um, and I had a lot of head pressure the last 2 days and it's easing off. That's why I can, yeah, just think energies coming in and overwhelm and being too much out there. Okay. Oof. So thank you for listening. You may not have listened to all, that's okay. Thank you for sharing and giving your support in this way. It feels good. It feels purposeful. It feels like I spoke about this promise. To follow the guidance and to do what my heart really wants to do, and that is painting. I came in with it, and it was my blissful stage. And there's not going to be so much pressure on being perfect or to perform, but to be open and be thankful and show gratitude for that what comes through. So the important thing is the actual creativity, what comes out of it. It's not going to be judged. Yeah, it reminds me of Arno Stern and his painting room somewhere in France where he has this place where people can just paint without being told if it's good or not good. And it's a healing. So I gather that painting these pictures is an energetic healing for the human being I represent here, the star families that are connected to me, the new energies, or they're not new to other realms, the energies that are coming in here, the land that is letting go of the incrustation of the old histories, and also to encourage others to find their creativity and to just do that. And I'm not there yet, but I have made this intention and I shared this first podcast with you. So let's breathe. And I have a feeling of happiness in my inner core of having shared with you, having followed my intuition, and having had the courage to speak. And none of that what I said, and none of that what I did, like publicizing this, comes easy to me. It's not what I want to do. Meaning, naturally, what I want to do. I'd rather be in the cave and be silent. But it feels it is something I need to. I need to speak it. I need to hear it. And I need to share it. And this is the only way I know right now. And recording it in a way, it gives me a chance of re-listening, maybe in a month or a year. So becomes kind of a timeline of hopes and wishes. And maybe, well, I share with you this idea. I'd much rather would have a painting circle where several of us meet up, yeah, on on a conference call or video call if you want to. We can't do it in person, and we take a theme and we go into this meditative space and we create something, or we sit in circle and we share our feelings, our thoughts, our insights, and we show each other these symbolic paintings, and we have a fixed time to do that. That is really what I would like to do too. So really I have two projects, my own creativity work and then that sitting in creative circle. Okie doke. Thank you so much. My love goes out. Peace in the world now. And let's create that abundance. Thank you so much. This is Blue on the new moon Sunday, 1st of December. Can't believe it's December 2024. And the timing is 7 minutes past 2, 14:07. Thank you.